Patriots fans, let's talk about what's really happening in New England right now, because things are starting to look a whole lot different than anyone expected at the start of this season. You can feel it. The energy around the team, the confidence, the spark. This doesn't feel like the same Patriots we've seen in recent years. And the biggest reason for that shift is number 10, Drake May. The rookie quarterback has completely changed the tone of this franchise. Every snap, every throw, every drive, it feels like the Patriots finally have their guy again. If you've been watching closely, you already know that Drake May isn't just putting up rookie numbers. He's putting up historic ones. Through the first 6 games of the season, he's thrown for more than 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns, completing over 73% of his passes. That's not just impressive. That's record-breaking territory. Since the merger back in 1970, only a handful of quarterbacks have ever done that. And guess what? May is now part of that elite company. You can call it luck, you can call it a hot streak, but anyone watching can see it's something more. It's poise. It's maturity. It's leadership. It's exactly what this franchise has been searching for since the Tom Brady era ended. Every week, May seems to find a new way to impress. One week, he's carving up a defense with laser-sharp accuracy. The next, he's escaping pressure, keeping plays alive, and making throws that make you shake your head in disbelief. And if you check the numbers, he's sitting top 5 in the league in passing yards, completion percentage, and total touchdowns. That's not rookie stuff. That's elite stuff. He's tied for 3rd in wins, which we all know isn't an official quarterback stat, but let's be honest, it kind of is. The guy just finds ways to win. What makes this even crazier is the context. Drake May isn't walking into a stacked offense. He doesn't have a loaded roster like some of the young quarterbacks we've seen thrive early. He's doing this with a Patriot squad that's still finding its rhythm, still learning how to close out games, still trying to establish a consistent identity. And yet, here we are, 6 weeks in, and the Patriots are being talked about as potential contenders in the AFC East. That's something nobody saw coming. And part of that rise comes from the chemistry building between May and his receiving core. Let's talk about Stefon Diggs first. The man's a competitor through and through. Even when the stat line doesn't explode, his presence changes everything. Defenses can't afford to take their eyes off him, and that opens doors for everyone else. You can feel his veteran influence rubbing off on the younger guys. He's setting the tone, demanding more, and that's exactly the kind of fire a young quarterback needs. Then there's Kayshon Boutte, a player who's quickly becoming one of the most intriguing stories on this roster. Once labeled as a first-round talent back in his LSU days, he slid all the way to the 6th round. But the talent never left. He just needed the right system and the right quarterback to bring it out. And boy, is that connection with Drake May starting to click. Every time he gets at least 5 catches in a game, his numbers explode. We're talking 95 yards and a touchdown, 117 and a touchdown, over 100 yards multiple times, and just last week, 93 yards and 2 scores. That's no fluke. That's chemistry. That's trust. It's getting to the point where you start wondering if the secret to unlocking this Patriots offense is simply feeding Boutte early and often. Every time he's involved, the offense flows smoother, the rhythm settles in, and May looks even more confident in the pocket. You can see in the way he surveys the field, how he trusts his reads, and how the ball leaves his hand, decisive, clean, and perfectly placed. And while we're talking about rhythm, we have to acknowledge the bigger picture. For the first time in a while, it feels like New England has balance. The offensive line is giving May enough time to work. The run game is doing just enough to keep defenses honest, and the defense, when healthy, is still one of the toughest units in football. Even with a few injuries in the secondary, the next man up mentality that defined the Patriots for so many years seems to be back. Speaking of that secondary, there's been some buzz around potential reinforcements. The name Stephon Gilmore has popped up more than once in recent weeks. The former Patriot, a Defensive Player of the Year and Super Bowl champion, is still out there as a free agent. And interestingly enough, rookie cornerback Christian Gonzalez admitted he's been in contact with Gilmore after the team's big win over the Bills. He said it was amazing hearing from someone who's done it all at the highest level, and you can tell it meant something to him. Now, does that mean the Patriots are bringing Gilmore back? Probably not, at least not right now. But in the NFL, things can change fast, and having that kind of connection in your back pocket is never a bad thing. You have to give credit to the front office and the coaching staff, too. They're not rushing into desperate moves. They're letting the young core develop. They're watching May grow into a true leader. And at the same time, they're keeping an eye on opportunities that could make this team better if the right situation comes along. It's smart, patient team building, something that's easy to overlook in a league where everyone's chasing instant success. And while all of this is happening in New England, drama is swirling elsewhere. Look at what's going on in Philadelphia with A.J. Brown and the Eagles. Tension, rumors, weird media moments. It's the kind of stuff that can shake a locker room. A.J. Brown even had to go online to clear up rumors about a supposed players-only meeting, insisting it was nothing more than a casual conversation. But the fact that he had to clarify, it shows how quickly narratives can spiral. Could that situation eventually lead to a trade? Maybe not soon, but never say never. The NFL has taught us one thing. If there's smoke, there's at least a little fire somewhere. And with Howie Roseman's history of making bold moves, you can never rule anything out. The Patriots have been monitoring situations like this for years, always staying alert, always ready if an opportunity presents itself. Do I think A.J. Brown is heading to New England? Probably not. But would it shock anyone if the Patriots made a surprising move before the deadline, especially now that they're back in the playoff hunt? Absolutely not. It's crazy to think that just a few weeks ago, people were wondering if the Patriots were headed for another rebuilding season. Now, we're talking about a team that's competing, improving, and maybe, just maybe, positioning itself for a run at the division crown. The AFC East is wide open, and with teams like Buffalo and Miami dealing with inconsistencies, the door is cracked open. The most refreshing part of all this is how much fun it's become to watch this team again. The fans can feel it. The players can feel it. There's a new sense of belief, a return to that do-your-job mentality that made this organization so special. It's not perfect, far from it, but it's progress, and that's something Patriots Nation hasn't been able to say for a while. Drake May's leadership is contagious. You can see it in the locker room, in the huddle on the sidelines. The veterans respect him, and the younger players feed off his calm, confident energy. Every time he steps onto the field, it feels like the Patriots have a chance, no matter who they're playing. And that's what makes this moment so exciting. Because when you combine young talent with veteran presence, add a dash of history, and sprinkle in a little bit of that old New England grit, you've got something special brewing. So as we look ahead, the question isn't whether this team can keep it up. It's how high the ceiling really is. Can they keep playing at this level? Can the defense stay healthy enough to support him? Can Bout and Diggs continue to evolve into one of the league's most dynamic duos? Those are the storylines to watch as this season unfolds. Because if the first 6 weeks are any indication, the Patriots might not just be back. They might be ahead of schedule. What's fascinating about this Patriots team is that they're not just winning games. They're rebuilding their identity in real time. For the first time in years, there's a genuine sense of excitement surrounding every snap, every drive, every sideline moment. You can sense that this group is buying in, playing for each other, and trusting the process. That's something that used to define New England football, and after a few rocky seasons of inconsistency and frustration, it finally feels like that edge is coming back. Drake May has become the heart of that change. What stands out most about him isn't just his numbers, though those are wild for a rookie. It's the way he carries himself. Calm, composed, never too high or too low. You'll see him throw a 50-yard bomb for a touchdown, then walk off the field like it was just another play. You'll see him get hit, get back up, and immediately focus on the next down. That kind of resilience spreads through a locker room fast. Veterans see it and respect it. Young players see it and follow it. It's the kind of leadership that doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be consistent. And then you add in the fact that May is doing all this against some of the league's top defenses. He's not padding stats in garbage time or relying on trick plays. He's reading defenses, going through progressions, and throwing darts into tight windows. He's 5th in the league in passing yards, 2nd in completion percentage, and tied for 2nd in total touchdowns. Those aren't flukes. Those are signs of a quarterback who's figuring things out faster than anyone expected. The Patriots haven't seen this kind of rhythm and efficiency at the position since Brady left, and you can tell the fans are starting to believe again. But football is never just about one player. What's making New England so interesting right now is how the entire roster seems to be feeding off this momentum. The offensive line, which struggled early on, has tightened up and started protecting May better. The running game has found balance, providing just enough punch to keep opposing defenses honest. And those receivers, guys who were once criticized for not being explosive enough, are suddenly playing with swagger. You can see it in the way they attack the ball, the way they block downfield, the way they celebrate big plays together. It's contagious. Stephon Diggs, for example, might not be lighting up the stat sheet every week, but his impact goes way beyond numbers. He's mentoring the young wideouts, teaching them how to create separation, how to read coverage, how to stay ready even when the ball doesn't come their way. And his energy on the sideline, you can feel it. It's that veteran fire that drives competition and accountability. That's exactly what this young team needs. Someone who's been through the highs and lows, who knows what it takes to win at the highest level. And then there's Keyshawn Bout. Every time this kid gets involved, something special happens. His route running has sharpened, his hands look stronger, and his confidence is sky high. You can tell he and May have been putting in extra time together because their timing is nearly perfect now. When Bout hits that 5-catch mark, it's like a switch flips. The offense opens up, the tempo rises, and defenses start panicking. It's wild to think that a 6th-round pick could end up being one of the breakout stars of the season, but that's exactly the kind of story that defines Patriots football. Underdogs stepping up and proving everyone wrong. The real beauty of this resurgence is that it's not reliant on one star carrying the load. It's collective. Every week, someone new steps up. One game, it's the defense making a goal line stand. The next, it's a special team spark. And then you've got May pulling off a drive that feels like a preview of something legendary. It's that balance, that team-first approach, that's making the Patriots so dangerous again. Speaking of the defense, even with a few key injuries, they've been holding their own. Christian Gonzalez continues to flash brilliance at corner, showing that he's not just fast, but incredibly smart with his positioning and reads. Carlton Davis and Marcus Jones have both battled through bumps and bruises, but when they're on the field, they bring intensity that sets the tone. And in the middle, the linebackers have been flying around, playing with that classic New England discipline and aggression that fans have missed. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Explosive news is sweeping through the NFL rumor mill. The New England Patriots are reportedly closing in on a deal with defensive end Jalon Phillips, and insiders suggest this could completely alter the course of their season. The whispers started quietly, but have quickly gained momentum, hinting that the Patriots front office has been quietly negotiating a move that could finally give Bill Belichick the pass-rushing threat he's long coveted. Phillips, a dynamic presence on the edge, has struggled with consistency in previous seasons, but has shown flashes of brilliance that teams around the league covet. If the Patriots pull this off, it could mean a seismic shift in the AFC East, potentially redefining how opponents approach games against New England. Sources close to the organization suggest that Phillips' speed, power, and versatility could allow the Patriots to unleash a far more aggressive defensive scheme, one that has been conspicuously absent in recent campaigns. The timing of this potential signing adds fuel to the speculation. With training camp around the corner, the Patriots may be positioning themselves to shock the league, adding a high-upside player who can impact games immediately. While nothing is official yet, chatter around Foxborough indicates that the front office is determined to make a statement. Social media is already ablaze, with fans and analysts debating how Phillips could fit alongside the existing defensive core. Could this be the missing piece that transforms New England from a solid team into a legitimate Super Bowl contender? Of course, skepticism remains. Injuries and past performance inconsistencies make Phillips a gamble, and rival teams will be watching closely. Still, The Patriots have a history of taking calculated risks that pay off in unexpected ways. If this deal goes through, the Patriots' 2025 season may not just be about incremental improvement. It could be about rewriting the narrative entirely. For now, all eyes remain on the rumor mill as Patriots fans hold their breath, hoping that the whispers transform into headlines. One thing is certain. If Phillips officially dons the navy blue and silver, the Patriots' defensive identity, and perhaps the entire season, could change overnight. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.